Hello, Nelson Group. It's Shamika. I'm back. And I just want to come in and talk with you guys a little bit today. I was going to do a mindful lunchbox, but I figured I'd just do the live. I hope I'm not the only one that is up this early. It's actually not that early now, but I've been up for a couple of hours now. So I just decided to jump in and talk a little bit. So first of all, good morning. I'm glad you're here as well. I wanted to wish a happy Memorial Day to everybody, making sure to thank those who make huge sacrifices for our freedoms here in America. I just wanted to make sure that we say that. So I know some of us might be off today, but I think most of us are working just because even though it is a holiday and banks and different stores are closed, we work in a 24-hour business. So a lot of our people are working, if not ourselves as well. So definitely enjoy your Memorial Day if you are off. But otherwise, let's get started. So first, I want to welcome all the members, the new members, the original members, as well as those that have been with us for just a short time. So, and then today, I'm going to talk about marketing. So one of the members had asked me to do a Facebook Live, and I'll do it again about marketing as far as like tips and do's and don'ts and things of that nature. So earlier today, I did post an experience from a member who had marketed her business. She did a SWOT analysis, and SWOT is essentially strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis. And if you Google it, they can give you all types of templates and things like that. But she did that. She did flyers. She did advertising. She posted on Indeed and Facebook, and was able to have 3 contracts pending. So I thought from her story, this would be a great segue to kind of talk about some of the marketing tips and advertising tips that have worked, some do's, some don'ts. And you guys could definitely share your own experiences as well. So today, a little bit about marketing. So I'm only going to talk a little bit about 3 types of marketing. And the 3 types that have worked for healthcare staffers or healthcare agencies, and then the ones that you may want to kind of invest a little bit more time into, depending on how your agency is structured. So the one type of marketing that I found to work the best in many different agencies is word of mouth. And when I talk about word of mouth, I'm not just speaking about employee referrals. So I'm also talking about referrals in general. I think it's important as a new business, existing business, or even a business that's been in the market for several years to let people know what you're doing. You know, share, hey, I'm starting this new agency, you know, if you know anybody, just because you never know how people's lives change and the directions that they go in. So one minute they may not be working or involved with healthcare, and then the next second they may, you know, be involved, go to nursing school or go to medical school or work at a facility that might be an opportunity for you. So I highly, highly encourage everybody to share what you're doing, let people know what you're doing, as well as you might be surprised that people are willing to help you. They're willing to kind of give you tips, share information, give you referrals to directors of nursing and things of that nature. So letting people know what you're doing is key. So that's what I mean by referrals. And then employee referrals. So employee referrals are super great just because they allow you to get a referral from someone who already works within your agency. And typically you already know their work practice, you know, they know the workflow. So if they're referring someone to your agency, they already kind of have given them an idea of how you work, the types of facilities that you work at, what type of environment that your agency is. So the person kind of comes in knowing what to expect, which helps you in a lot of different ways. So that would be employee referrals. And then you also want to make sure that you go to, you know, previous work and referrals. And when I say previous work referrals, places that you worked before, whether you worked there in the capacity of an employee or a supervisor, going back to those places are definitely opportunities for contracts. We all know in the healthcare industry, management changes a lot, staff changes a lot every couple of years, as well as in my own experience, when the management changes, for instance, if the administrator leaves or the director of nursing or the director of nursing and administrator leaves, in a lot of instances, the actual staff will begin to turn around as well. So you want to make sure that you're going back to those places, where you may have had established relationships or work relationships, to kind of just check in to see what's going on. People's needs change. So you want to make sure that you're in the loop of that, as well as make sure that you at least have a contact person to refer back to later. So that's my kind of word of mouth tips on referrals, employee referrals, work referrals. And then the next one is hit the street. Angela, the member that shared her experience with the marketing, mentioned sending out flyers. That's something that's been done for years, and it works. Now, given you don't know, and you can track all of that, but you may not know how many flyers you have to send out to get to that one, but just having the attitude to be willing to do so makes all the difference. You need to know what's going on in your community. Being connected to your Better Business Bureau, Small Business Administration, your local SCORE, and any community workforce or networking partnership is important, because it allows you to be able to connect to the changes of your community. A great example of this is here where I live. They recently opened up a new hospital system, which is probably about 20 minutes from where I'm located. So if I wasn't connected to the community, and I am, because I attend small business workshops every Wednesday, I wouldn't have known that. I don't go down that direction, so I wouldn't have known that it's coming. I may not have been able to see the posters and the billboards to say that it's coming. So it's important to know what's happening in your community from a business perspective. Another example of doing the legwork is, I've shared with a lot of the members, is if you go to Medicare.gov and you look for under the option of list of nursing homes and hospitals, and you do a search under a zip code, they'll give you a list of all of the hospitals or nursing homes in that zip code. That is a huge starting point. And this will allow you to not only be able to connect with the facilities, hospitals, nursing homes that you can see, but also the ones that you can't. Not every facility looks like a traditional hospital or nursing home. So you want to tap into everything that's around you, and that's a great way to do it. So again, and I'll leave it down below, the link is Medicare.gov, and you want to go under search for hospitals and nursing homes. And it allows you the option to search by zip code, which I think is the easiest way to search. And essentially it's just a system that gathers all the scores. So it'll list out the scores for those nursing homes and facilities, but it also lists the location, the address, and a contact number. And that's all you really need to get started. And my last marketing tip, or types of marketing that have worked for staffing agencies, is the internet. We're on it all day, sometimes more than we want to be. We're on our phones on it, we're on our laptops, and it's a huge part of everybody's everyday life. So why not tap into it? Specifically, there's a lot of different arenas you can go into when you go into the internet, whether it's through Indeed, which is a recruitment platform, Facebook, which is your social media, Instagram, Twitter, blogs are opportunities. There's also opportunities through YouTube, Indeed.com is an opportunity, also Monster. And there's a lot of different platforms that's out there where you can market your business. So I'm just going to speak on a little bit about the social media piece, just because I feel like it's the one that we all use the most. And specifically about Facebook, and more so because you have to kind of pick either the social media platform that you get the best results from, Or I definitely would encourage everybody to have a presence on all the platforms. So when I say all of them, I mean Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And then once you kind of put yourself out there, then you can kind of determine which one of those is most beneficial to you. So for us, Facebook has been the most beneficial to us as a social media platform, but we also have a presence on Twitter and Instagram. And I think Facebook is probably most beneficial just because they have groups. So there's a lot of healthcare related types of groups in Facebook where you may or may not have that same presence in Twitter or Instagram. And I'll be honest, I haven't really been on Twitter and Instagram that much. So they may be out there. And then the other one, because I forgot one more, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is another social media platform. And from there, you want to make sure that you're involved and engaged. You're posting on a regular basis. You're offering opportunities for people to get information from you. You're sharing information about your organization, as well as sharing in groups. Groups has been a huge benefit to our organization for marketing, job opportunities, as well as if you're having an open house for your business, share it in a Facebook group. And then some agencies go as far as to actually create their own Facebook group, which is a great idea as well. If your agency wanted to start their own Facebook group, I definitely encourage it as well. Everybody who has a business should have a Facebook business page. And as I have done a couple of pages, I know that it can be a tedious process and take up a lot of your time, but it's definitely worth doing. You want people to be able to go and see what your company is about quickly. And then if they want to get further information, they can be referred to the website. But you should definitely have a Facebook page. And probably later on in the summer, I'll talk a little bit more about putting together your Facebook page and what content you should have on it. And then Instagram, if you don't know, there's so many YouTubes and other videos that I've had to use to get more information about some of the platforms that I'm not on personally for the business. So definitely do that as well. And then Twitter also, that's another platform that I'm not as familiar with, but we're definitely there. And what other thing to think about too is if you're not social media friendly or savvy, hire somebody, hire somebody to kind of help work you through the steps, watch YouTube videos. YouTube is a savior for me about a lot of things that I'm not sure about, or ask others. I definitely would encourage you to do that as well. And then just a few last tips, because I'm sure everybody, good morning, everyone. I'm sure everybody might have plans today, so I'm not going to keep you long, but a few tips that have helped us when marketing our business once we kind of decide the platform that we want to use. Or I really encourage you guys to use it all. Do the social media, get out in the community and do word of mouth all the time. Do it all the time. And you'll begin to see results. But specifically for doing more of your one-on-one in-person types of marketing, you want to make sure that you're ready. You never know if that one phone call or the person that you're talking to that day is the one that can offer you the contract or, send you in the right direction to the next person that might offer you the contract. So you want to be ready. And a great way to be ready is to write a script. And when I say write a script, I pretty much mean just that. Keep it simple, but write down what you want to say, making sure that you're hitting all your points about your business and the services that you offer, as well as the key thing that kind of gets people, me included, make sure you get a name and a number because you want to follow up. So the script can be as intensive or limited as you want it to be. The main thing is you want it to be something sweet and simple. Just because you may have to repeat it to a couple of people. And in healthcare, we're a fast-paced moving, even the slowest place is a fast-paced moving environment. So you want to make sure that you get on the phone and go for it. And before you get off the phone, have a name and a number. Name, number, and email is great. so that you can follow up. So the next thing, when you're marketing specifically in person, you want to make sure that you have your script written down as preferable. Make sure to get the name and number, and then in a reasonable time frame. So reasonable is person specific, but I would say within a week is what I would suggest. Follow up, and you can follow up through phone, email, both, but you want to make contact again with the person who can help you move closer to securing a contract for that particular facility. And my favorite thing to tell people when marketing is repeat it. So everything we talked about, from the word of mouth to the get in the community to the internet and social media, reaching out, you want to keep repeating it. And so you get the results that you want until you get the contract with that facility or get a meeting if you're going to do an in-person presentation with the facility. Whatever the end result that you're looking to get, make sure that you repeat it. So most things don't happen for too many of us just that first time around. So you have to repeat it. And as well as repeating it, you want to perfect it. So if you did a presentation in person and maybe didn't get any feedback, share it with a group member or share it with a coworker, and maybe they can give you some feedback so that when you have the opportunity to do it again, you will have perfected it so that, you know, if you're sharing too much information, if you're not giving enough information, all of those necessary tweaks have been put in place. So I see I'm not the only one up this morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad you guys are online with me. I just kind of went into it. Did you guys have any questions? And just to recap really quickly, I shared just some information about marketing your business. One of the members had asked me to do it. So today was a perfect day. It's sunny and quiet here. And I'm up super early, just like all the rest of you guys. And I wanted to go ahead and get it done and share it with the group. Share it with everybody in the group. And I talked about just some marketing tips, which is 3 tips that work for us. One of them was marketing your business through word of mouth, and specifically talking about letting people know what you're doing. So for you guys who are early on in the stages, for some people, they may think that, oh, I don't want to tell anybody what I'm doing, but sharing that information might open a door of opportunity. It might open a door of a contract. You never know. So making sure that you're sharing what you're doing with others, not just healthcare people, but with people in your inner circle is the best way I'll put it. The other thing is employee referrals. So if you have employees, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, hey, give out employee referral bonuses. Let them know we're looking for X, Y, and Z. Do you know anybody? And referrals have been a huge benefit to us as an organization. I've seen it work in a lot of other agencies, and that saves a lot of the legwork for you guys. You know, it allows you to pick people, because typically the referral will be somebody who's similar to the person that's already working for the agency. And the person can give that potential applicant an inside scoop on how the agency works, you know, the benefits, the facilities that they work at, so that when they come to you to begin the application process, they're already ready. They're ready to start working. And they have a little bit of information about the culture of your organization. The other tip was go back to places that you work. There's quite a few of us here in the group who are healthcare professionals, nurses, certified nursing assistants, therapists, all types of healthcare related and non-healthcare related jobs. But if you worked in a healthcare role or have a former employer in healthcare, go back, you know, let them know what you're doing, share. You know, the healthcare industry changes a lot. So you never know if that person might just be looking for your services at that particular time. And if you have established relationships in those places, then you're able to let people know, this is what's going on. Do you guys have any need for these types of services? The second tip I gave, or second types of marketing I was talking about earlier, was the hit the street. Get involved in your community. It is so key, and it'll make such a huge difference in your business if you're involved in your community. And that's your small business, local small business administration, your Better Business Bureaus, your SCOREs, your small business development centers, your Chamber of Commerce. I almost forgot that one. All of those are great associations that are local to your communities to be a part of. And, any networking opportunities, those are great as well. Meetup has a lot of great networking opportunities that I would encourage you guys to be a part of. I'm a part of the small business workshop in my community. It definitely gives me a chance to meet people in my local community, as well as make connections as far as doing business to business. The other tip is Medicare.gov. And like I said, I'm going to put it down here, and I'll put it down here with the steps. There's an option to search for hospitals and home health facilities that will list all of the hospitals and home health in that zip code. So search that. And that's a great starting point for going out and seeing and connecting with the community and seeing their needs. And then you may end up seeing facilities that you didn't know were local to you. The other piece is the internet, social media. We all use it. I'm using it this morning. I've been on it for quite some time this morning, as I'm sure you guys have. Make sure that you have a presence. Make sure that you're on the major platforms, Facebook page, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. I'm not sure, and you guys I don't know that you could do Snapchat, but I'm open. But that you're a presence, that your business has a presence there, and that if people wanted to find out more information about your business, they can quickly do so through one of those three or all of those platforms. So you want to definitely make sure you have a presence. And, the tips as far as getting going, be prepared, follow up, get your name and number, and repeat. So that's pretty much how our business has been able to be successful with staffing agencies and securing contracts, because that's essentially most of our goal is to secure a contract or multiple contracts. And to do that, you have to market your business. So I just want to thank you guys for joining me this morning. I'll add some more information in, like the steps for Medicare.gov. It's not complicated. It's super easy. It'll take you 5 minutes to get the list in your local area for facilities and hospitals. And if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to let you go. Definitely check out our events section. Tomorrow we'll be talking about background investigations, which can be its own hurdle. It's a similar hurdle to me as payroll. But once you get it, you get it. So it's a great thing that you can learn about and then use instantly. Also, we have other upcoming things happening. Definitely feel free to share your posts, any questions. And thank you guys for joining. And I hope you guys have an amazing Memorial Day.